Hello, it is Abundant Lei 118. Thank you for coming to my channel. I hope you've had a wonderful, miraculous, fabulous day. I was actually recording and I decided I wanted to go a different way with the way the video was going. So I was like, you know what? Stop, start again. I already have the first part of the cards that have come out. We had two cards shoot out. Together. One was raised, the other one was down. So I put those there and then I pulled the three cards here. I already used my protection mist and I had already Palo Santo the room. I did move my cards just because I'm in the midst of moving, and so I moved them out of the way. And then so today we're actually using give me 1 second, the Money Moves Oracle deck, and then we're going to use the traditional Rider-Waite deck as well today. So the cards we have, the bottom of the deck, we have direction. And while I was shuffling, I actually shuffled both decks while I was kind of doing my intro like normal. And I decided to do that. And I was speaking on the need for us to, get connected to the direction in which we want to take our life. And then at the bottom of the deck, we had the direction card. So I was like, if Spirit has never spoken loudly enough before, this was that day. While I was shuffling the deck, we got 3 of the 4 aces that came out, which was the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. We did not have the Ace of Swords, which I said speaks to the only swords card I did see while shuffling was the Nine of Swords, and I spoke to, I think there's a feeling behind feeling like not confusion, because that's what's trying to come out, but not the word confusion, more feeling conflicted in what we say, right? Feeling like we're not saying the right words, or the words are not coming out the way we want them to. And I'm dealing with this exactly right now, so perfect correlation. But that we're having a lot of newness coming in, and we have to remember that when we have new beginnings, new starts, that sometimes the energy around it can be overwhelming. Find the things that make you feel nostalgic. We had the the Six of Cups show up while I was shuffling with the Ace of Cups, which tells me there's a nostalgic feeling that you have within yourself around possibly relationships and communication and other things of that nature. And so wherever that energy is flowing from, let that nostalgia feeling help you through this transition, right? I'm hearing the song, Do You Remember the Time by Michael Jackson. Brain, what is happening? But I was hearing that kind of like, do you remember the time? That, like, it's just that part where he's at the end and he's just like repeating that part. That's what I was hearing in my head. It's like there's this need of like, remember those more positive relationships, those connections. Focus on that rather than focusing on like this anxious anxiety feeling, because Nine of Swords is Mars and Gemini, which I'm a natural Mars and Gemini, and it can be like, but I'm a retrograde. So I always say it's so funny. Mars and Gemini is the Nine of Swords card, right? But I'm the opposite of that, which is when you're, a retrograde is the energy flipped on its head. So it's me being able to see the bigger picture even through the chaos. And so that's a blessing for me. But I realize that not everyone has Mars Gemini retrograde. So when Mars is in Gemini, it's a very overwhelming energy for everyone, because Nine of Swords is like, I can't sleep, I can't eat. I'm like, oh, what's happening? And I feel like whenever there's some newness that comes, there's a part of you that feels like that. There's a part of all of us. And I was actually talking about my daughter, and how that's the energy she's kind of giving out right now. It's like, it's almost like she's feeling all these feelings, but she doesn't know how to explain them. And even though I give her space to explain them, it overwhelms her. And so then she just cries. And then she'll push the cry beyond the point of crying. And I understand I can get easily stimulated. Like, my son has ADHD, and through learning about ADHD with him, I realized, oh man, I have ADHD. Like things that I've learned how to mask it for so long. And so over the past maybe 2 or 3 years, while we were, diving deeper with my son and helping him create healthier boundaries and more support systems to help him be success. Sorry, my mouth was getting super moist, guys. Help him be more successful. It's helped me to recognize within myself how I've masked so much of myself to kind of conform and fit into what society said was acceptable behavior. And now, as I'm unlearning a lot of that, it's also newer for me. And so I'm recreating my identity around who I actually am, not who I have shaped myself to be to fit society's standards. And that comes sometimes with some pushback. That comes sometimes with doubt. That comes sometimes with people not supporting you in the ways that you would like them to support you because they have been comfortable with the version of you that you created out of a benefit to them, meaning your parents, your siblings, things of that, who are used to you just being like conforming, but them not understanding that you were conforming because you were being shaped to think that that was acceptable. And now that you're like, well, no, that's not who I really am. That's just who I pretended to be for so long. It's challenging their beliefs of you because they think they know you. And the truth of it is the only person that truly knows you is yourself. And so I feel like with all this new energy, there's new jobs coming in, there's new relationships coming in, there's new passions and drives coming in. I want you to give yourself that comforting nostalgia feeling. And I keep saying nostalgia because that's exactly how I'm seeing it. Like, give yourself that support and love that you need. And remember, you do have support systems around you, right? I get it. There's reasons why sometimes we don't want to do things, but I was watching a video this morning and a gentleman who's very successful was talking about how every successful person he knows, they don't thrive on like those lifestyles. Like you see all those people like, I do an hour meditation every morning and then I do an hour of yoga and then I sit in the sauna for 30 minutes and then he was like, that's something that's built after the success. While they were getting the success, they weren't living like that. And he was like challenging the fact that it's put out into the world that the successful people live this certain way, but they're that way now after the success. When they were going to be successful, they were in grind mode. They made sacrifices of things that they loved to do at that time so they could be successful. And so I feel, collective, that this is the opportunity that the universe is telling us in this new era that you're getting a chance to create. Leave those troubled thoughts behind you, right? Acknowledge that they were there. Acknowledge that they helped you get to where you are now, but leave them wherever you're leaving them. Bury them deep in the ground. If you believe in like those types of rituals where you write something out, write it out, burn it, and then pour the dust in the dirt and bury it deep. Okay? Why are we doing that? Because it's time to let that go. In the new version of you, in this new opportunity that's here, 3 aces is powerful. That is brand new you, new life, new everything opportunity. Take advantage of that and have a great time. Do not pick yourself apart for it. Give yourself grace. Support yourself through it. Embrace the things that you're finding out about yourself. And also, if there's things that you're finding out that you're like, oh, I have this trait, I didn't even know I had this, or I remember when I had this, use nostalgia to pinpoint where it came from. So the way I was singing it in my head just now was like, oh, I bite my fingernails? Man, when did I start doing that? Oh, I remember I was in 5th grade when I started buying nails. You see how it like, you'll be able to pinpoint where it came from? And now you're like, well, I'm not in 5th grade anymore. I don't really need to bite my nails, right? I don't have the same, like I have new anxious things around me that can do that, but I also have built like new healthier ways to outlet that anxiety. So I can let go of that habit now. And now you'll start to work through those habits that you formed over time. And you'll release them, you'll let them go, and you'll grow with it because you're able to you're using the parts of you in the past to connect to where you're going in the future, but not in a sense of going in the past to get stuck in the past, going in the past to isolate a particular behavior that you might be working towards growing from. Or if it's a positive habit, using nostalgia in the same way. Oh man, I'm really, really good at art. When did I start doing art? First grade, we had that project where I had to paint the flowers, and I got so many compliments on how amazing my flowers were. Right? And obviously, some people can't recall the past that deeply, and that's okay. I'm not asking you to try to do it for every single thing. I'm just saying, if there's moments where you have something that helps you bring back a memory, use the part of you that's kind of in that Six of Cups energy to love on yourself, not tear yourself apart, right? You're doing it with grace. You're going into your past to look at things that you're evaluating in your present for who you are now and understanding why it was there, loving on yourself for creating that habit to help you at that time. And now it's either something where we're like, I would like to improve on this habit, or I think it's time that I can let this habit go. All right. I love you guys. I thought that was something that was really powerful. And that's what actually made me restart the video, because I knew I could get that out in a different way. All right. First card we have out. This one actually flipped out on top of the other card. So they were like this. And I haven't seen the other card yet. Well, I'm looking at it now. Ooh. So this card is the card that was upright, and it was landed on top of the other card. And I almost didn't realize it was there until I moved it. So the first card is gambling. Okay. So excessive gambling can have dangerous consequences. Don't risk too much. The way I saw gambling was not like a gambling habit. Now, if you do have a gambling habit, this is calling out to you as well. Look, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm just telling you what's in the cards. If you do have a gambling habit, seek the help you need. There is certain risk, right? I just talked about when you're building something new, that there are certain risks that have to be taken, right? But you don't want to, I've heard this like maybe 3 or 4 times this week, so I feel like it's important. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, right? And somebody kind of explained, like in the old days, the bathwater, because everybody would take a bath, and so the last one to take a bath would be the baby. So the baby would be in the dirty, dark water most times. And sometimes people would accidentally throw their babies out of the window with the dirty bathwater because they didn't realize the baby was still in there, type of thing, right? So, excuse me. So it's about being cautious with the risks you take. Yes, if you're starting a new business, you're going to have some risk you're going to take. Understood, accepted, no problem here. However, if the risk seems way too heavy for what you can afford to lose at this time, do not take that risk. Okay? What am I saying? Confirmation from my phone. What am I saying? I am saying if there's an investment opportunity, right, for your business that you need to that you're looking to take, only take the risk that you could afford to live without. If you only have $50,000 in your business account and someone says, hey, I got an investment for $50,000, want to jump in, do not take that investment. I know it's like, I don't want to risk losing. Here's what you don't want to risk. You don't want to risk that you take every bit of capital you have built up to this point for your business, invest it into something, and then that thing tanks. Now, you've sacrificed in the past to get to where you are, only to get rid of everything that you built over time in one quick shot. Make wiser investments. Invest wisely, okay? Like, just invest wisely. If you're going to invest in something, ask them if they'll allow you to just put like maybe 10% of the investment in, just until you see how the investment actually plays out. Why? It's much easier to recoup the 10,000 you lost when you still have 40,000 to use for other things and you're still building income as your, business is building. However, if you put the whole 50 in and that tanks, now you have zero. Now you're in a deficit because not only that's the money that's supposed to, anything that's capital in your business is supposed to stay there. You have a certain amount of money that should be in your business to support your business. If there's nothing in there, if something goes wrong in your business, now you have to close your business. So be wise, collective. Just be wise in the way that you gamble. Why is that important? The card that it was sitting on, money tree. Dreams come true. You will get what you have long desired. Enjoy your wealth. Collective. Collective, collective, collective. Those are two different energies, is it not? Is it not? Look at the coins. Both of them have these gold coins here, right? Both of them have coins. And actually, no, these are casino chips. So even better, right? I just realized, I'm like, no, those are chips. This is real money. This is something that represents wealth. Let me say that one more time. This is real money. This is something that represents wealth. Meaning, this has no value until you put your real money behind it, which is where it literally was. Gambling is a choice. I'm not telling you don't take any chances. I'm actually telling you, collective, gambling coming out here with direction, there is something that you're going to have to risk. But just remember, this is not real. It only has value once you put value behind it. But the value behind it is something that you already have. It's your own value, how valuable you are. So when you take a risk on this, make sure it's worth the value of you. Whether that's in love, in family, in whatever you choose to gamble into, collective, remember, the money tree is you. You are the tree of life. You are the wealth. You are the abundance. So when somebody asks you to take a risk on them, to take a risk on the business, whatever it is, make sure it's worth your weight in value. Make sure it's worth your weight in value, collective. Your weight. Okay? Because this is a facade. This is practical. This is a thought. This is thoughts. This is real action. Thoughts, practical action. I'm also getting the image of planting a money tree. So collective, I would go ahead and find like some money tree seeds and plant a money tree. So if you can find someone like Amazon or something, or if you know someone who sells one, plant yourself a money tree. Obviously, it's not a real tree for money, but there are trees called money trees, and they're known for bringing in more wealth and abundance. Plant yourself a money tree. The time it takes for you to take care of that money tree is going to teach you the discipline and the patience to be able to know how to practically gamble. Because when you're taking care of your tree, there's going to be things that come up, right? Am I giving it too much water? Am I not giving it enough water? Those little tiny practical things, those little tedious things are going to help you build the discipline for when you're making those types of choices. You'll start asking better questions because you've practiced it with your money tree. Okay. But the fact that that is sitting on top of that is so beautiful. Like, oh, I love how the universe works. Excuse me. The actual like imagery wise, collective, because I'm big on images, the way my brain saw that of like the gambling coins being like a representation of something real. They're not real though. They themselves have no value. Those chips mean nothing until you charge your money behind it. So this is a facade. This is what's real. Focus on the real. Don't focus on the fake. Okay? Public face. Ooh. Follow your heart. Become who you want to be. Earn a reputation. It's okay to be yourself. I just talked about this, collective. Sorry for the wiggles. I just talked about this. The identity, right? Those three aces spoke to me about identity. Who are you for real? Who have you pretended to be, facade, versus who are you truly? Because the truth of it is people in public see whichever face you put on. So are you wearing your real face? I'm sorry, your fake face or your real face? Fake face or your real face? This one has no value. This one is full of wealth. Which one are you wearing? Oh, collective. Winning, sooner or later, luck comes to everyone. Don't spend everything at once. Collective, we got money tree, we got gambling. Somebody is about to win some money. If you're not winning money, some type of investment that you've already made, collective, it's about to pay out, and it's going to be, you're going to get publicly recognized for whatever this investment was, whatever this thing was. Y'all, I'm seeing like someone going viral and like getting so much revenue built off of whatever their viral thing was. Like I'm seeing like you went to bed and woke up like TikTok famous, YouTube famous, like you went to bed and woke up and just like whatever it was, something that you said, something that you did, something you put out there took off. Like I'm talking about clean took off. People are vibing with you. People are running with you. People are like, yes, I want to be a part of that person's team. Because I feel like it's like you were like the fake was exposed, but in a positive way, right? Like it's like instead of it being like what happened was exposed and now it's like detrimental to you. It's like it was exposed in a sense of like, this is, I'm hearing that this is me. This is real. This is me. Is that what it is? The Demi Lovato song. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in that song. Like from, I think it's from Camp Rock. Right? Oh. Collective. Investments made will have positive results that will bring prosperity. Invest wise. I don't feel like I have to say nothing else, collective. I feel like collective. Y'all, I'm really lost for words right now. Collective. Did y'all just see what I just saw? I kind of want to rewind real quick. Did y'all just see what I just saw? Collective. I don't know which one of y'all coming through today, but yes, I am so happy I am part of this collective. Collective. Whatever did not work, collective. Whatever's written in your book of life, all those things, all those connections, those relationships, those whatever it was that didn't work, we're putting you in the right direction, on the right path. Wherever you're going is where you're supposed to be going, collective. So even if everything around you right now has you stressed and kind of like on edge and everyone around you is on edge, and y'all know I'm speaking to myself too, collective, okay? Don't you for a second doubt that what you're doing is right, because right underneath is perfect fit. You're meant to be here. Wherever you're going, you're meant to be there, collective. And it's going to include your savings growing. You're going to be celebrating. Okay? You're going to have loyal people around you. Okay? Success on your side. Sweet success, right? You got the lollipop coming through. Okay, you meeting the type of people that you want to meet. People that match your energy. You able to express yourself in the most amazing ways. Baby, you taking vacations, collective. Let's just look at all this beautiful energy that's sitting right up under there. Because you're the perfect fit. Everything that you want is coming to you. Everything. Okay? People celebrating you. You out here enjoying your best life, collective. I'm trying to show all these cards. Y'all see so many cards. But it's all there, collective. Like everything. You taking trips. You doing. If this is a relationship, oh my gosh, collective. This person you just met is life. Okay? They are life. Like I'm talking about marry me on Thursday life. Like, like it does not have to be a relationship, collective. I'm totally just being silly with that part. But the path that you are putting yourself on, be clear on what you want. I don't care what else is showing up. I don't care who else is showing up. I don't care if people are trying to make you feel a certain way. They're trying to change the way you think, the way you act, whatever it is. People coming in that's trying to cross you are going to be met with their own self at the door. Okay? Let me go ahead and get this advice. I mean, this advice and like whatever else extra stuff we need, card, because spirit is coming through. Collective, your investments, anywhere you have taken a calculated risk in the past, it is coming through to be successful. Just the fact that investments, winning, money tree, public face, like this is whatever you're out here doing, collective, baby, my babies, y'all about to be out here lit. Like I don't I don't know what else to tell you. Y'all about to be out here lit. And as y'all know, my favorite thing, when you get there, go ahead and send your girl $5. Okay. Love on me, my collectives. Okay. Love on me. Okay. We had a few cards shoot out. I'm going to take them. Let me see anything on the bottom. I actually am going to flip the bottom. And here is why. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we got the King of Swords. Getting clear. Getting direct. Getting clear. Getting direct. Knowing what you want. Knowing where you want to go. Putting pen to paper. This is not just saying like, oh no. Putting pen to paper, collective. I get it. We live in a digital world. And it's so easy. It's so easy to just put something in our phones. I want you to actually use pen to paper. There is a reason for it. When you write things, your hand is physically moving. You're doing something. You're actually moving and creating penmanship. All of that is creative flow energy. We're connecting our mental capacities with our earthly capacities, collective. Okay. So I need you to connect so that you can get clear about what you want. And by you writing it down, it's just going to be so much more impactful. If your phone dies, there's a chance that that's not there no more. And I get it. It's like, well, paper can disappear too, but you can always take a picture of the paper, right? And the actual action behind what you did with the writing doesn't go away either. Just because the physical object disappears doesn't mean the actions behind it went away. And that's, again, something with investments, right? You invest one time for something to come out in the future. It doesn't matter you don't have to look at the investment every day to know that it's there. But I do want you to physically script it out because I see that being very, very powerful at this time, especially in this Scorpio season. It's like, get deep into your thoughts and your feelings. What in you do you need to challenge so that you can create some things? Okay. So I'm going to pull these cards out. I had actually fanned them out a different way, but I'm going to fan them out the way that they actually came out. So we have 4 cards shoot out. I'm going to go one at a time. First card, 10 of Wands. Okay. Carrying a lot. Collective, stop doing so much. Okay? Invest once and then don't sit there and try to carry around all of the things that you're putting I'm seeing this as like each wand represents something that this person is investing into. Family, friends. You can't make everyone happy at the exact same time. Number 1, it's going to burn you out. Number 2, you can't see where you're going. And number 3, it's just not feasible. This is not healthy. Look at his back. Tell me right now. I'm seeing, you see that like red spot on his pants? Is that a pants? I know it's supposed to be just like more like the coloring there, but the way I'm actually seeing that is that's a pain point. It's like, you know those commercials when they're trying to sell you the like pain reliever medicines, and they'll show like, oh, this person's doing something. It's like, oh, pain. And so it turns bright red. That's what I'm seeing. Wherever you see the red, it actually trails around his like back and all that. So I'm seeing pain, collective. Pain in like, those are like the hip going into the like, the glutes, like lower back. I'm seeing pain there. I'm seeing pain in the upper back, on the sides. You're doing too much. You're doing too much, collective. You're overextending yourself and you're actually causing yourself pain. So the way I'm actually seeing it is like, do a little bit at a time. Take your time. And I'm taking that personally too, because I have laundry to do today. And sometimes I like to overdo it. And I 110% see this as like the universe being like, do not go out there and try to carry 4 bags of laundry. Have I done it before? Yeah. Should I have done it? No. Okay? Because then you get shut down because your body's sore. One at a time. Carry 1 bag at a time. Wash it. Finish it. Come back. Do another load. You got a whole day to do it. You'll be fine. Okay? Take your time. Appreciate the fact that you have the time to do it. Rather than trying to overwhelm yourself and like, well, I can do more. I can do. Take your time, collective. Enjoy, embrace doing things a bit at a time. Build the healthy habits. Every time you compromise yourself, and I'm big on that, and this is a 10 too. Every time you compromise yourself, you hurt yourself more and more because you tell yourself you're not worth the ease, the comfort, the effortlessness that comes with building healthy habits. Stop compromising your healthy habits because you're like, well, I have so much. Baby, you're going to have so much no matter what day of the week it is. These things are still going to exist even if you take time and do one at a time. You trying to do them all at the same time will actually burn you out, and now you can't do anything. So take your time, collective. You have more than enough time. That's the biggest part. You have more than enough time is what I'm hearing Spirit say. Like, you're doing all of this because you're in a lack mindset. You think you don't have enough time. That's false. You have more than enough time. And also, if you have things like ADHD, autism, or anything like that, if you're on the spectrum of any form, you're neurodivergent, this will lead to the 9 of Swords thoughts. The burnout, you putting your mind in lack leads to the burnout because now you're overdoing it. And we already know if you're neurodivergent, a lot of neurodivergents talk about the fact that like we need to be able to like have someone call us to be like, hey, I'm coming over. And because you think they're coming over, you go in hyper mode and do like a deep clean. While yes, that's beneficial for like a last minute thing, but when we start to build those healthier habits for ourselves, we start to learn that it's easier to do one thing every day, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And you'll start to notice that instead of me having to hyper pressure clean up, right? Like, and I'm saying hyper pressure clean up, like that's a word, like that's a real thing, but you get what I'm saying? Like it's so much more feasible to just do a little bit every day. And I'm saying this as someone who has started to implement this, where like every day I'll pick 1 to 2 tasks that is my task for that day to knock out. And then I just go do that task. And then I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not stressed. I'm not anxious. And I'm proud of myself because I actually did something. And I can talk like, oh, I did this today. I feel good because I did this today. So don't overwhelm yourself. Why do I see that? What came right after that? Look, I can't play about these new beginnings, collective. The Fool is here. We had the Fool yesterday. We have the Fool today. Okay? This energy is here to tell you. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, collective. I don't know why that just tickled me the way it did, but it just truly tickled me. The Fool is here. I'm telling you, take time to smell the roses. Make the load lighter. If you notice, he has a wand in his hand that has a very small satchel, kind of like how I was just talking about with my laundry, one at a time. You don't need to overwhelm yourself and take all of your stuff at one time, one at a time. It's only one you. There's only one you. And if you burn yourself out, you risk there being no you here. And that's not something we're willing to risk. Because gambling can also tie to you gambling yourself. As I told you guys with the money tree and the gambling, the mask you wear of you always being so, I can do everything by myself. When the truth is, you don't have to, because your natural aura gives off Empress, right? Your natural aura gives off Emperor. I know it's so weird to think because like a lot of people think of the Emperor energy and they're like, it's just very masculine. It's very, think about royalty for a second. Men and women in royalty have always had people to do the medial task for them. Let me say that one more time. Emperors and empresses, queens and kings, royalty has always had other people do those menial tasks for them. So why in the world do you think by calling yourself a king or a queen, an emperor or an empress, then do you then also associate that to you having to work extremely hard to get what you want? It doesn't work. And so that's why so many people struggle in the mindset part of that, because they forget what has been clearly laid in front of us all of our lives. Royals have the task of delegating. When you are truly in your most highest vibrational form of yourself, you're a delegator. You're telling people what to move. You're not moving a thing. You don't have to, because that's not what you're here for. You have people here to do that for you. So this is a challenge that I'm putting out to my collective family friends, okay? Where in our lives can we start to embrace the part where we delegate certain things to other people? What tasks can we delegate out of ourselves so that things are more cohesive and work more effortlessly for us, so that we're not overexerting and overwhelming ourselves? Just asking. Because I see an opportunity coming where that's going to be in the forefront of your life. And the biggest part of that challenge for you is for you to recognize you can thrive and still be supported. And you should want to be supported because people want to support you because they see the regalness in you. As a king or a queen, you should not feel like you have to do every single thing. Every single king and queen in history, look them up. They were not the king and queen that had to do everything themselves. They had teams for that. They had people for that. From birth to death, they had people for that. Especially if they were born into the lineage. It's different if you came from like the lower class and married into wealth. But for most kings and queens, they tried to keep that circle small, right? They weren't really trying to bring in other people unless they were like concubines and stuff. And so you went from having nothing to having everything taken care of for you, which was sometimes awkward and weird, but it was an adjustment you had to make. I feel like that's where we are right now, collective. We're in adjustment phase. We're adjusting to this understanding of being able to properly delegate. Next card, Queen of Swords. So you understand now why it's important. This is why I put them there. This is a set. This is a couple. They're a match. I also heard she's nobody's fool. Okay? If she's taking steps because she knows what she's doing. She's thought about this. If her guard is up, it's because she knows her guard has to be up. She knows wherever she is, that she's got great discernment. She's a very fair queen. Very honest queen. Okay? She's paying attention to everything. She also has butterflies there. So she's changing, and a cherub. So there's a reason why she has to act the way she acts. Her crown has butterflies on it. I don't know if you guys have seen that. This is the first time I've noticed that. But I wanted to highlight that. She is changing the way she thinks, which then also changes the way she speaks. That's powerful, collective. Oh, that's so powerful. Oh, the king also has butterflies. So he is also changing the way that he thinks and the way that he speaks. See it? That's so cool. I've not ever noticed that they have butterflies there. That's so cool. Oh, his crown has a cherub on it. Okay. You see that little cherub here on her thing? That's on his crown. That little thing that you see there is a cherub. It's a little child, a little angel child. So he keeps his family on his mind. And she carries her, and she keeps her family close to her heart because the child is right underneath her, like right next to her. They're both transforming though, because there's butterflies all over their thrones. They're constantly transforming and changing. And they're leaving room. They understand the weight of their words. That is powerful, collective. If you've ever heard that saying that like a tsunami or something can be started even by just the flip of a butterfly's wing, right? Because that's how powerful energy is. They understand the power that they contain and that they hold within. And thus, because they know how powerful they are, they make sure that when they speak truthfully. They speak honestly. They speak what they desire. They know what direction they're going in. And they speak on it. That's why they get everything they want. Final card, Judgment. Oh, I forgot these people are exposed. Sorry, YouTube. I gotta draw on this one too. I always forget this one. Judgment. You have angels around you. You have cherubs around you. Oh, I just realized she also has a butterfly. Guys, look at the butterfly. It's like a butterfly on her head. It's like peacock feathers and stuff, but then it's like also like the design of a butterfly. It's so cool. Sorry. Where can you give yourself grace? Right? You might need to focus on like reflecting on the areas where there's a need for you to change more, to show up more, to act more kindly, to be more courageous, whatever it is. There's a need for that. There's also a need for forgiveness. The Judgment card can speak to forgiveness. Forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, and also surrendering. Excuse me. Surrendering to the to like the higher purpose. Allowing the universe to do what it's supposed to do, and not necessarily judging yourself or judging others for where they aren't able to like fully show up. Instead, it's like giving them grace to kind of figure it out and forgiving them for trespassing against you. That's what I'm hearing, that like, and forgive those trespassers as we forgive those who trespass against us. That's what I was hearing. Like, it's whoever comes against you, truthfully, they're not trying to come against you. They're more coming against themselves. And so it's not personal. So you don't need to take it personal. You just need to understand they didn't mean to trespass against you. They didn't mean to, like, whatever they did, it wasn't about you. It was about them. So don't take it as things are more personal than they are. I get it when you're highly emotional and on edge. Obviously, things can definitely feel more personal than they are. And I'm not telling you don't react the way you need to react, but I'm saying, again, kind of like what I talked about yesterday, we have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Where can you listen more? Because this queen is listening, right? Before she speaks, she's telling you, come on, talk to me. I'm giving you a chance to talk to me. So she's giving you the opportunity to talk to her. She's not just jumping the gun. Her sword is on the ready. If you try her, she's going to speak up for herself. But she's not just going to come in and verbally lash you unless you give her reason to. So she's willing to listen. And she's also very observant of what's happening. Okay? All right, collective. This reading has been so fun. As always, I'd love for you to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I love reading the comments. Tell me about what's going on with you. And if you feel connected to this, tell me, yes, this is me. Claim this for yourself. Please do. You can also, if you like to book with me, you can book from my abundantlay118@gmail.com email. Oh, excuse me. Or go to my pin site, which will be listed in the description box below. You can go there and book as well. Prices will be listed there. Let's see. Should I think anything else? Nope, I think that's everything. So have a great, fabulous day today, collective. Go out and be great on this beautiful Wealth Wednesday. And be blessed and be a blessing. Mwah! Bye.